Times are tough. At a national level, businesses are battling to recover from an economic crisis. The NHS is fighting for its life. Britain is leaving the European Union, and at a local level, individuals struggle to keep their heads above water. 15 small businesses go to the wall every day, 20 pubs shut down a week, and 2,500 post offices close a year. All local services at the heart of our communities are under attack. But here in Cambridgeshire, it's a different story. The small village of Thriplow, a population of 460, has fought back. Thriplow has been greatly recognised for its community. Being presented the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service in 2011, the village is built around strong communal values.
Certainly in the time I've been here, it's been apparent how strong a community is in Thriplow. It's an agricultural village. Agriculture has changed over the years, but the community is still very strong. People with commitment make a strong community. Willing people who want to be involved in things, who see a need and want to respond to that need and try and help to meet it. One key thing, I think, is very much working together, being part of a team. I mean, I'm retired, but I so much enjoy being part of a team and the fellowship that you get through that.
Thriplow's community is kind of a special community because just so much goes on here. I mean, it's only a small village, but what goes on seems to be way above what you might expect for a community of that size.
Communities are vital in this day and age, with more and more people working away from their families and at a distance, and digitalisation meaning that we can become a little bit more insular in our own home environment. We need to have a network which we can reach out to, something to make us go out of the door.
A very important part of the community in Thriplow is the Thriplow Village Shop, which was threatened with closure after having many tenants failing to keep the business running. David and Patricia Easthope run their own architectural company, but found time to save their shop and formed the Thriplow Village Shop Association.
The residents decided to open it because it had been run by various people who left to do other things, and we wanted a shop. That was obvious. There was a very big, well-attended meeting in the village hall saying yes, we had to keep our shop. The Thriplow Village Shop Association was formed with the idea of having tenants running the shop for us. We tried 2 tenants and it didn't work for them. The Thriplow Village Shop Association decided that, right, we will run it ourselves. We will, rather than have a tenant paying rent to us, we will employ staff. It was the wish of the village, and the village has supported it very well.
Helen has been the manager of the Thriplow Village Shop for 9 years and has seen the shop go through some of its hardest and best times.
So the shop has closed several times in its past, and we've had quite long periods without a shop in the village, which is difficult because there's nowhere to go, nobody goes out walking anywhere, nobody's on the way anywhere, so nobody sees anyone. So it's an asset for the village. The village is much better with a shop. Without the community, this shop wouldn't be here at all. Thriplow Village Shop provides the village with somewhere that's open to go to in the daytime. We've got a little table, you can have a cup of coffee and a Danish pastry, you can meet people. Gives the village something to be proud of as well, that this is a community shop and they're all helping.
At the heart of the community is the Green Man, which has been in the village for 3 centuries. However, in 2012 the pub was under threat, but Kevin Clark, a retired consultant engineer, got the community together to save the pub.
The residents decided to run the Green Man because the lady who owned it before us was quite poorly, and the pub was possibly going to be made into a restaurant. So the pub came into our knowledge because she asked me if the village might buy it. I know a lot of people in the village, so I asked around, and the general view was that we wanted to keep it as a pub. And what I asked people to do around the village by word of mouth and by emails was, did they want to buy a share of the property in the pub? And we raised about £337,000 from 90 different households, most of which are in the village.
We bought a share in the pub because it's so lovely going down with the family when they all turn up, and we can have a lovely meal and a lovely evening and then all walk home because it's so close.
We weren't looking for any profit or return from it. It's just so important that the pub stays there at the heart of the community.
We wanted to keep a pub in the village because we just think that's really important, and it's a super sort of focus in the village to have that. And yeah, it's a really important part of the community, and we wanted to keep that going.
And to top it all off, an event which every household in the village gets involved with, the Thriplow Daffodil Weekend and Country Fair. Celebrating their 50th anniversary next year, Thriplow welcomed 18,000 visitors, 350 stallholders and planted over 500,000 daffodils across the village.
The whole idea of the Daffodil Weekend was to raise money for what was desperately needed for the church. First of all, Thriplow was quite well known for its daffodils and flowers anyway, but the real thing was all the houses were open, so all the gardens were festooned with flowers and kept in good order, and the people who opened the houses gave people tea, cakes, everything they needed, refreshments, all free, and all of the money that was collected, literally all of it, went to the church, and the church desperately needed it. So the committee that was formed were the instigators, but the whole village really took part. And it's difficult looking back to think that there was such a community spirit, and they were quite prepared to do it.
The Daffodil Weekend does not only support Thriplow, it helps local businesses and charities. This year they raised £43,000 for East Anglia's Children's Hospice by opening their doors to thousands of strangers.
One of the things we try and do is we try and support charities local to this area, and it's obviously a very worthy charity, and we're particularly pleased this year that the children who are coming from each, we've actually set them up as VIP visitors. So they're getting their own special badge to walk around the village, and all the attractions and everything like that are free for them. They'll get free food and everything like that. And it just feels like the right thing to do. If we're donating money to their charity, then the children at the other end of it, we might as well cut out the middleman and say, come to our village and have a great time.
Thriplow really does show what a strong community can achieve. At a time like this, we really do need communities to come together. And this village is a perfect example of how to do it.
Thriplow can teach other villages that communications is very important, and we always want to welcome new people to the village. We often find that people come in the first year in the village, they want to get involved in Daffodil Weekend. So we're very open in terms of welcoming people to the village. But communications in everything that we do, the events we do, is a very important factor.